once again. Casa de Groves. I had a cool intro on the deck, but I fucking lost it.
Well, shouldn't we do Marcel the shell of a human being?
Oh.
I'm not a psychopath, but maybe I am. We don't know.
Do you think they know? Do you think they know what they are?
That I'm a psychopath?
No, I mean psychopath.
Oh, psychopaths.
So yeah, sociopath. I think psychopath's a little harsh.
I was talking to Derek actually about that because like I kind of wonder sometimes if I'm a sociopath, and he was like, "Dude, if you were, you wouldn't even have that thought."
Yeah.
So like they probably don't in most instances.
I can't imagine they do.
Yeah.
Nor would they necessarily care.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Which I mean, man, do you think life would be a little easier though? Like if you didn't have to factor in
what other people feel?
Yeah.
I mean, I think maybe it might be easier, but like, what is easy?
I think it depends on how much you want to kind of like conform to societal norms. You know, if you're okay, just like not, you know, because I think to a degree there's some level of like you want to fit in, and you just don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, they just might not care.
Yeah, and that's where the question came from. Is like always like just feeling like the oddball out and like wishing I could not care what people thought. You know, like.
And sociopaths, comment below. Do you care about how your place in society? Do you even know? Are you questioning everything now? Yeah. Are you plotting to come here and murder us?
Yeah, definitely let us know that one in the comments below. Please do.
Yeah. Give us some prep time.
Yeah.
I will say, I know I've been on on last week's episode. I don't know what order you're gonna upload these in. I'm giving too many like industry secrets away here. Marcel, I gotta say, you appear much larger on camera. You're like you're a much more like not that you're like a tiny man. But I'm just saying, it's like with actors a lot, you know? Like people, when they meet Tom Cruise, I think they're often like surprised to see like how much smaller he is in person, because he's just like pops on screen, you know? I mean, he's just like a magnetic superstar. And I think you've got that same quality, Marcel. And I just want,
Thanks, I appreciate it. Thanks for calling me short.
No, not at all.
In the most fucking like...
It's not even short. It's like, your build...
Yeah, it's got these muscles.
Right, there you go. I think again, I want to see a transformation happen over the course of the next season of RomeBros, where you give yourselves like some challenges.
Okay.
Maybe go into the gyms a little much, because no one's got time.
No, I can definitely tighten up.
Yeah,
like, that's
But I mean, yeah, I'm speaking for all of us here, myself especially, but. I would love to see a food challenge, because I love when you guys are talking about food, because you're two of the pickiest eaters probably alive, and so I think it would be really fun if you guys just kind of challenge each other to eat some weird shit. It'd be fun for the viewers. I mean,
it definitely wouldn't be fun for us. Yeah. But like I think. We could dip our toe in that direction, like if we even did one of those international snack boxes that just sent you like chips and chocolates, and because at least then it's not like weird meat or weird vegetables, it's just weird variations of shit that we already eat.
Yeah, you might need to do like some seaweed snacks or something.
As opposed to
this is entertaining though.
Yeah, but that's
entertaining. When you look back at the stats, like there's going to be a huge spike in like most replayed moment.
You want to know the stats?
That's going to be a meme right there. That face.
For our videos are the first like 1 minute is super peaked, and then there's just nothing for the rest of it.
God damn. So it's like people tuning. Did they get their lives together? Nope. Okay.
Well, I think people just see like the video, click on it, and then go, "What the fuck is this?" And
it has nothing to do with the thumbnail at all.
Well, they gotta wait 20 minutes before we talk about it.
Yeah, you gotta just be more patient with us, America. That's all.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about my food issues, because I bet apparently he doesn't. He must know about my Thai calamari.
Mm-hmm. And let me start by saying too, I can empathize, because growing up I was an incredibly picky eater, and at some point something changed, and now I actually enjoy a much more adventurous approach to my culinary experiences where I kind of like get off on eating on weird shit.
Yeah.
I think it's really fun.
Didn't need that image in my head.
You got Marcel takes what you say literally, so you have
Understood.
to. So you probably had a mental image of him like splooging as he's eating like a wiener schnitzel or some shit.
Eating weird shit. Yeah. Okay.
So not literally, man.
I'm not trying to be rude, but that's just weird.
No, not literally though. Like
you understand that, right?
Don't speak literally.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, no, man. Like most people speak in like exaggerated, like when it's like, oh man, I got a splitting headache. Like your head's not really splitting, you just got a bad headache.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Marcel, I think it's really great what you're doing for the autistic community. I gotta say, I think you're really shining a light on it. And
really? With my 5 viewers? I feel like there's other people out there doing a bit more than me.
Are you actually diagnosed?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Are you just calling me autistic? Wow, man. All right, dude. You know,
see, there you go. There you go. I mean, okay, the Jewish thing, the French thing, but at least you're part of a community.
I don't like to. I mean, it's my idea with like mental disorders. Isn't that they're a disorder? It's just that you're just different, right? It's not like,
absolutely.
It's like it's a problem.
Yeah.
That someone's autistic. It's just like, oh, I'm just.
I've got many dear friends who are autistic, and my wife worked for many years with adult artists with developmental disabilities, and prior to that, I didn't have a ton of like face-to-face experience with people on the spectrum, and so I had some very like, I wouldn't say ignorant ideas about what it is, but I was
unknowledgeable.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess literally the definition of ignorance is whatever. It's neither here nor there. The fact is, yes, it is a wide spectrum. They just see the world differently, think differently. And like some of the most talented artists I've ever known in my life, by the way. I need to.
It really is a fucking superpower.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways when you look at it.
Yeah.
Because my thing is it's just like everyone, whether you have autism or not, you're special. You know, you're different. Sure. Your mind processes things differently than everyone else. Mm-hmm. So why are we putting all these people into a category, calling them autistic, just because like the way their brain is different is like more predictable than other people's? Like I don't know. Right. It just seems weird to label everyone that way when it's like really we're just like everyone else. We're just differently. You know? Yeah. Like that's really all it is.
Did you feel like when you were diagnosed 5 years ago?
No, I was diagnosed a long ass time ago.
Oh, okay. You mentioned something about your 5 years. What did you mean by that?
Did I say?
I thought, didn't you?
5 viewers?
5 viewers. I thought you said 5 years.
Yeah,
okay,
no,
sorry.
5 viewers.
Okay, my bad. Okay, but anyway, so like, how old were you when you were diagnosed?
I mean, that's when I started taking all the drugs I was telling you about. My mom put me on. I'm probably around like 13 or so.
Okay, so old enough to like have had some level of awareness like prior to the diagnosis. I mean, did you feel like it kind of was like a missing piece of a puzzle in a way? Like, did you feel like it kind of explained some things, like how you might react differently or feel differently about?
I didn't, like I said, I'm just different. Like I've always been different. Just putting a label on it doesn't change the fact that I'm different. Like I never went around in school being like, oh man, why am I so different? Why don't I fit in?
Yeah, okay.
My brain doesn't work like that.
Gotcha,
know?
Of course.
I just didn't give a shit. I was like, I'm different, and I make people laugh because I'm different, and that's cool. I like making people laugh. But my mom, oh man, my mom got my diagnosis. Oh.
She had a hard time with it, huh?
No, she took it. It was for her. It was like she finally realized why I was so different.
Yeah.
You know, like what you just described. That was what it was for my mom.
Gotcha.
So I think my diagnosis was really. Is that the word diagnosis?
Diagnosis
was more for my mom than it was for me because I didn't.
I see.
I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, she like finally made sense to her. I guess you know why she couldn't parent me properly for 13 years.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, oh my gosh, it all makes sense now. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm the same. Like, what do you?
Yeah.
So did she come at you with like a totally different approach then? Like, did she treat you differently?
I mean, I didn't really notice anything.
Yeah.
Other than she took me like a bunch of doctors and had me on a bunch of drugs. But other than that, I didn't notice anything.
I gotta say, and like again, we don't promote drug use, but Adderall, man.
Never took Adderall.
Oh no?
Or no, maybe I did do it one time, but I think my mom took me off of it super fast because it wasn't working. I was on Focalin, was what worked for me, or worked. According to my mom, I wouldn't say that it worked, but
Yeah. I guess it really does all depend on your brain chemistry and how you react to it, because it's wild. I mean, I've certainly, like I imagine you have too, taken Adderall recreationally.
Yeah.
Because I haven't actually needed it
right.
for any specific reason. But when you're, if you don't have a condition that requires it, it's like, it feels like you're on coke, like speed. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's nuts. And I can't believe that they like prescribed it
right,
to
like,
children.
That's why I was like, man, they're just giving this shit out to people. Like,
Well, presumably, because of the way the brain works, right, it doesn't do the same thing to someone who's taking it from a doctor as it would for you.
Yeah.
It's like same with like coffee, right? If you didn't know people with ADHD, we talked about this I think on the last episode, it'll for the most part calm you down if you drink coffee with ADHD, but a normal person, they're like, coffee. You're going crazy with ADHD, you're like, yeah, coffee. So
coffee always seemed like a very do you drink coffee, Darius? You
I
don't,
can't.
right? Okay.
I'm such a lightweight. Like, if one cup of coffee, like, it's a roller coaster ride, man.
It always seemed like a very adult beverage to me, not like alcohol was, but there was like a certain level of sophistication to it.
Yeah.
It felt very bohemian, and I think that's part of why I was drawn to it so much. And I really didn't start drinking. I think it's weird when like kids drink it, like if you're going to because. I don't know, they say it stunts your growth or whatever, but even, whether or not that's true, I just think when you're a kid and you're still like, your body is like functioning at like peak capacity, it's just like, why do you even need that? I never drank it when I was a kid, but it's just like, as soon as I became an adult, and you know what it was helpful for was like just casual social functions, like, oh, you want to go like grab a cup of coffee, like just going on like a coffee date with someone, or it was like a very easy way to just have an excuse to hang out and get to know one another, or catch up or whatever. And before long it became a full-blown addiction. But I still like to tell myself that there's something sophisticated about it.
Right.
So are you of the like, don't talk to me if I haven't had my coffee? Like,
I am. I hate to say it. I know those people are so obnoxious, but I am one of those people.
Like, as long as you have your coffee before you leave the house, I mean, we're a big show. Like,
and I need like a lot of time, and it's not just about getting that caffeine fix either. Because if that were the case, I'd just take like a caffeine pill and go on about my business.
Yeah.
It is about the ritual, like brewing the cup, like feeling the warmth. And then I like to, I don't start work until 10 a.m., but I get up at like 7:30 because I need to be able to like sit there and enjoy my coffee for a while before I start my day.
With the day.
Yeah, if I just get thrown into it,
I'm
going to be much more bitter than I already am about it. So at least, yes, don't talk to me until I've had my coffee. I don't. I mean, if it comes down to it, I can't. I do wish I was one of those people that could just roll right out, especially working from home. Like, I don't know. Do you guys just roll right out of bed? Do you work from home?
No.
No? Okay.
Although I pretty much roll out of bed, hop in the shower, put clothes on, and then immediately
out the door.
Yeah. No. I know some people. I work with some people who, most of my job is remote, and it's like there are people who will get up 5 minutes before their shift starts, and I'm like, I don't know how they do it.
I gotta take a shower.
Yeah.
I'm like a don't talk until I have my shower kind of person.
Gotcha.
I need my shower.
I used to be like that. Then I got my bidet, and I realized most of the reason I take a shower is to make sure my butt is clean. Yeah.
No, I just like the water. So.
Nah, she used to roast me all the time, man. She's like, you gotta be the only person that works remote and shows up to work early. Because I would be at my computer at least a half hour. Like, I gotta come to terms with this shit, man. Like,
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I usually get to work. I mean, I show up to work, but I usually get there. I try to be there 10-15 minutes early.
Yeah.
I need at least 30. Like,
you have all your tabs arranged.
Yeah, no emails in the chamber, no messages unread, no fucking, like. No,
I get that. That. I mean, I'll usually give myself a good, 10 minutes to do that stuff. But, checking your email, that's work, man. You should be getting paid for that. Don't do that for free.
That's what she says. Yeah. But I can't have it, I don't understand what is the fucking notifications. It's like, hey,
I've been opening up Slack the last couple of days just to see what's going on. And I shouldn't be doing that, but so I get it. I do.
Man, I can't have all that shit just all at once. Look at everything that needs to be done. It's like, no, man, I gotta
do it.
Yeah, ease into it.
You look at it right 30 minutes before, so you can deal with it or something.
One at a time, yeah. Right. Because then, like,
you can't do it one at a time when your shift starts, though.
Well, because then there's new shit rolling in.
Is there?
Yeah, man.
I mean, at the job we had, there wasn't much shit rolling in.
Oh,
at
dude,
7.
we're doing bingo today. Did you vote for Employee of the Month? Hey, by the way, the fun bus is gonna hand out hot cocoa. Dude, it doesn't. But it's like it doesn't. But like it starts, and then once it starts, and then there's a WebEx over here about this fucking group that you're in. Oh, but then we needed you for this queue, so you're in this group too. So here's the messages for that group.
Yeah.
Oh, and we're still okay. Cocoa's half off now. Nobody came and got it. Fucking.
So true.
Alright, it's free. Somebody please come get this shit. Like the email. Like, dude, man.
Man, they do
I'm
send
trying to work.
When I took my 2-week vacation to Hawaii and I came back to, the 100 emails I had, I think more than half of them were bingo.
Yeah.
It was
that dude was basically, by the end of it, he's like, I know somebody has bingo. That motherfucker, he was getting mad. You could tell.
That's funny.
Well, probably no one was playing, man. We all have a job.
Yeah, it's like, motherfucker won't work. And it's like, all right, we're going to do 2 numbers at a time now. It's like, really somebody got Bro, ain't nobody got no fucking.
Nobody's playing.
Oh.
So, speaking of Hawaii,
Yeah.
if we may.
Yeah, of course.
Just, go back to the island for a moment.
My mind pals.
Another comment you made that really piqued my interest was when you were talking about going to the volcano.
Mm-hmm.
And how unimpressed you were with it.
Right.
It reminded me of, have you seen, it became a bit of a meme, a kind of a viral sensation like a few years ago. People were like posting screenshots of like reviews of the Grand Canyon on Yelp. It's like...
I went to the Grand Canyon.
And it's just, what did you think of the Grand Canyon?
I mean, it was cool, but like...
Yeah.
It's like making a whole trip there.
Yeah.
You can see a hole in the ground, you're like, oh, that's a cool hole.
Yeah, that's kind of what some of these reviews are like. It's like, oh yeah, it was too, it's a big hole, and there's like there's all these bugs and stuff. Or like, there are reviews of like national parks and stuff. It's like, there's too hot, and there's too many bugs. There's like, these are some of the like most incredible natural wonders in the world. And like the volcano, the entire, Hawaii was formed by these volcanoes, and it's just like, it's just a big mountain.
Well, it wasn't even. I mean, we were like at the top. It was so.
Were you hoping to see some lava?
I was. That was the man. Yeah. I was hoping to see some lava.
Gotcha. I can understand how that might be a little disappointing.
A pool of lava, or at least like a picture. It doesn't have to be like erupting, but just seeing like bubbling or something would have been cool. And there was
some
just
magma at the very least.
Yeah.
It some molten rock.
It was kind of meh, really.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't feel like you were at a volcano. Think of a volcano, think like a big ass mountain. It's got a hole in the middle, and there's like lava inside. And then we were at the top of this big ass mountain. You look inside, and it's rock. It's not lava inside. It's rock.
But you gotta think about it though, man. Just like imagine the centuries that it took for this to like form these islands and what's going on just beneath the surface.
Yeah,
and,
I want to see.
I
don't want to have to imagine.
Okay, I get it. I just think being in the presence of something like that.
The aftermath, even.
Yeah, it's just it feels it stuff like that really makes me think about my place in the world and just how kind of like magnificent and like stately and what a force like nature is, and just how kind of like at the mercy we are of it at all times. Like here's the thing, and my girlfriend is probably watching it at home. No, there's no way she's watching.
Pull her in the room.
Yeah,
but anyway.
Well, hey, if he
no,
does,
she's a big fan. But I talk about this a lot, and I think that there needs to be more discussion around how fucking amazing clouds are. Do you ever stop and admire clouds? Look at it, and you got so many great spots. I live in the city, okay, so there's lots of it's hard to get a good big wide open view of the sky. But when I do sometimes, and I'll see these incredible clouds, and sometimes if it's sunset or sunrise, or there's a storm happening or something, I mean all these incredible colors, and sometimes they'll be moving at such a rapid pace. And it's something out of a fantasy novel. I feel like I'm in Lord of the Rings or some shit. It's just amazing that we live underneath this incredible wonder, And we're not all like constantly staring at and marveling at it. Yeah. It's amazing. I feel like there should be dragons just like flying through it.
Every now and again, when
it's amazing.
Every now and again in the car, I will be like, "This makes me wish I knew how to paint, girl." Because I'll just be like looking at the scenery and like, but I think again, it just comes back to the fast food society we're in. We're all jaded by like. Everything's at the tip of our fingers. Like if you want to see something pretty, you just whip out your phone, scroll through Pinterest, and see all the beautiful shit you want. But
you need like some augmented reality goggles or something at the volcano that would actually make it appear as if
it look like lava was coming
down. I think that'd be worse.
But see, but like when you talk about like marveling at shit like that, just like even like a formation of clouds, that doesn't make you wonder if there's a grand design in some sense?
It does. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's hard, and I want to I'm like fucking Fox Mulder over here, baby. I want to believe I do, but it's like it's hard for me to like reconcile that, I guess, because yes, there are these beautiful like intricate natural wonders happening all around us, and sometimes you got to be like, man, this can't be an accident. But there's also just so much like random chaos and stuff too.
Yeah.
And I think about like the human body, for instance. Like obviously Marcel's body is a temple, so he doesn't have to worry about this. But it's like, yes, it's this intricate, like perfectly like kind of like this system of like checks and balances happening just like inside you. Like your circulatory system is just like insane. But it's like constantly like there's constantly shit going wrong too. Yeah. And it's like you'd think after all these years, I don't know, like I think it's
like, I don't know what the balls on the outside. That's the question, right?
Right?
Like, how can there be a god and he put testicles outside the body? What the fuck is that?
Our bodies fail us. Our bodies fail us in so many ways, and you'd think that it would have been. I think it could have been better. Yes, the design is very intricate, but there are a lot of mistakes made along the way.
Well, like maybe we're a Volvo as opposed to a Cadillac. And he just didn't
Volvos
feel
are very reliable cars.
I don't know cars.
There goes our Volvo sponsorship. Jesus.
I don't know cars, man. That was the first, as a person that's never...
I get what you're saying, though. The Cadillac is a luxury automobile.
Yeah, maybe he just didn't feel like it, he was just on
his greatest creation, he didn't feel like
it? Well, as far as we know...
Or hers. Or her greatest creation.
It's... But as far as we know, there could be a whole nother galaxy.
The Bible says that we're his greatest creator.
Well, as far as we know, how do you know we're still in touch?
What does the Torah say about this, Marcel?
I don't know. It does not say. I mean, I know that the Jewish religion is pretty much just believe in the Old Testament. They just take the Christian belief and just say New Testament out of here.
Yeah.
Old Testament, and I'm pretty sure
they like humans being the greatest
creation.
Well, they agree with everything except for Jesus being the Son of God.
Sure,
they don't even believe that he wasn't a good dude. It's not like they hate him. They just
they're more like Moses. Moses is their guy.
Yeah.
He was a Jewish icon. Yeah. Like Neil Diamond.
Well, here's a crazy question for you. Maybe philosophy, maybe not.
Yeah.
Was Jesus Jewish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he didn't believe that he was the Son of God?
I see what you're saying.
Oh, shit! Okay,
I mean, he was raised, he's kind of like you. Raised Jewish, but then sort of did his own thing.
I'm just saying, right? Because they did a distinction, they made a distinction between Judaism and Christianity. That you believe Jesus was the Son of Christ.
Yeah.
Or the Son of Christ, I don't know, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a religious person. So if he was a Jew, then he would not believe that he himself is the Son of God.
Now, this might be a really ignorant question, and I'm sorry for everyone listening and you guys as well for having to answer it. But being Jewish is a religion and a race, right?
Yeah, so he was definitely Jewish by the race.
Right, yeah, okay. That's so.
But for his religion.
Yeah, well, no, he was
call him a Christian.
He was a Christian, yeah. He was a Jewish Christian.
Before Christianity was a thing, he was a Christian.
He just didn't, he didn't know it.
Yeah.
He didn't know
it was, sort of like Superman, When did he know that he had because he was just raised as some small farm boy.
Yeah.
When did he learn that he had these powers? I don't know. You're wearing the Superman pants.
Yeah, I don't know.
All the lore.
I think it was
around, I'm not into that.
I think it was around puberty. Yeah, so he was a regular boy for quite a while.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Jesus, let us know in the comments.
Yeah. Let us know when you're coming back too.
Did you consider yourself to be a Jew?
Oh, yeah.
Would you consider yourself to be a Christian? Would you now, looking back, say, I thought I was a Jew back then, but looking back, I'd have to say I was a Christian?
I wonder how much into like Christianity, if it was like I think it was more his followers, his disciples. They're the ones that like decided Christianity was going to be a thing. I think he was just a guy who wanted to wear a comfortable pair of sandals and, relax with a nice glass of wine that was a glass of water.
Here's what I think.
A few loaves, a few fish.
The first magician.
The first magician.
I think he just had great sleight of hand.
We're getting into we're getting real edgy now.
He was doing water into wine, but really he just had like some secret wine up his sleeve.
And we might be alienating at least 50% of our viewer base. Right?
See,
that's just a theory. Okay?
That's the part that's tough for me too. Is like I think maybe I'd be more inclined to like believe in a higher power if there wasn't so much. If so much of it wasn't like co-opted by the very like dogmatic religious people, because it's hard to divorce the like concept of God from these magic tricks, which is what they're like. Noah and the ark, like that kind of
like what part of it's actually real, and what part of it is just an exaggeration.
And it's like, is it all or nothing? Like, and so many people just kind of like pick and choose which things they want to believe in, and so it all just seems sort of silly to me, and I can't really get into it. I know. Well, I don't want to get too personal, but I know you kind of grew up around.
Yeah, my grandma was a Jehovah's Witness. Yeah. My mom is super Christian. Yeah. But like, even when you look at it, like, do you guys ever remember that game, or did they ever play this game with you guys, like when you were in grade school, kindergarten, where like the teacher would she would whisper a message into one kid's ear, and everybody's sitting in a circle.
A telephone.
Yeah, and then by the time the message got back to the kid that's on the other end, like if it's commonly known that the Bible has been edited throughout time, like I don't think anybody like, and I lean more towards being agnostic. Like some days I'm agnostic, some days I'm like dipping my toe into Christianity, but like I just don't think that anybody, if there was a real message, has it today
anymore.
After like it's been passed down and translated and edited, whatever happened, I don't think the real story. Like, and which I would hope that, like, if there is something after this, that they'd be cool about that. Like, hey, man, like, how could we know what to believe?
I hope they know what's in your heart.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I choose to believe. I've had that exact thought, actually. It's like, even if I go through the rest of my life, like, insisting that there is no God, when the time comes, and if indeed there is, I hope it'd be like, you're cool.
Yeah, you were a good dude, because at your heart, like if somebody needed help, you would help them.
Yes. Yeah.
So and then okay, so if my mom's religion's right, my grandma's in hell. Yeah, if my grandma's religion is right, I'm going to hell, and my mom's going to hell. So it's like, dude, what, who?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like if you look at a lot of these religions and you look at their afterlife, it's like their version of heaven is just a fucking cult. It's just a bunch of people who just believe the same shit.
Yeah.
And hell has like a bunch of just incredible people in it.
Right. Yes.
It's like, wait a minute.
Anybody that ever think anything outside of the box, is definitely in hell.
Like all these,
in somebody's opinion.
You would say half of artists, would be in hell, and you're just like, can you really believe that there's a God out there and he would send half of artists to hell? I mean, I couldn't get behind that. So I
actually, funny enough, last Sunday I did a podcast. Some friends of mine in Chicago. I know it's
so you're on a little media run.
I really am. I got nothing to promote, but I'm apparently on this media tour. And I mentioned this. I won't go too into. I don't know if that thing's ever going to air, but I talked about this a little. When I was a real edgy teenager, I briefly flirted with. I became aware of this idea of Satanism and the Church of Satan, and specifically the Satanic Bible, written by Mr. Anton LaVey, who's the preeminent Satanist in the world, and head of the Church of Satan. I don't know if he's still alive or if it even still exists, but it was because you hear these things, really when you're a teenager. You hear these really edgy ideas, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm into that." And it's more about just being a shit stirrer and a contrarian than actually any real belief system that you have.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I heard this idea that like, oh yeah, Satanism, it's not about like evil, it's about just like indulging your carnal desires and not like, you know, and just being like your authentic self and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, man, that's me. And so like, I bought a copy of the Satanic Bible, and I probably didn't read more than a few pages of it. I'm sure it's fucking total quack bullshit. But
you were 13. Like,
but exactly.
That's what fucking
Fight Club was my favorite
movie.
Right,
fucking insane clown posse.
Yeah,
you know, like
exactly. And so you're asking yourself a lot of big existential, philosophical questions, and so and I do think there's something to that though, and it's like, hey, what's that?
So scary.
You're just a godless beast. You don't care what yeah.
All dogs go to heaven, right? But they don't
it's okay. It's okay, buddy. It's okay.
But anyway, yeah, so I do think if there's a hell, man, there's a party going on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there's definitely all the cool people.
I do kind of wish I had that sense of community. Like, particularly, sorry, I don't mean to keep harping on the Jewish thing, Marcel. But it's like, I do think that Judaism especially, they just, the sense of community there,
yeah,
especially with regard to, like, American Jews, is just, like, they're so... I don't know. There's just I think that they're much more in touch with a lot of the like the rituals are like a much bigger part of it. Whereas like a lot of Christianity seems very insincere to me.
Right.
And it's like about keeping up appearances more than anything
else.
Definitely,
yeah.
And Jews are just like so funny. All the greatest comedians, you know, throughout history have been Jewish, and it just seems like and part of that I think maybe is because they've been like
dog jump off couch.
Hey, there you go. He answered that question for us. Anyway, whatever. Who knows? We don't proclaim to know the answers to any of these questions.
Nah, man.
We're just asking them.
Yeah,
that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're posing the question, not the answer. That's what philosophy's all about.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna start talking about Islam. I don't want to bring a fatwa on the podcast.
Oh yeah, fuck no, dude. Yeah, you don't need nobody doing a jihad on
there
us.
There you go.
You know?
That's more like it.
All right. Well, if we're out of ideas, we can hit the list here.
Okay.
Cool.
We got what's more important with food, texture or flavor?
Oh, shit.
I don't know if I could pick. I feel like they're both equally important to me.
Yeah. Well, could you eat something that tastes good but you hated the texture? Because sometimes I end up doing that.
Yeah, flavor. It's got to be flavor. Yeah. I mean, they're both important, but flavor's by far more important.
Yeah.
Right? It's got to be.
I don't know, man. I feel like for me, they got to be about the same, really.
Interesting.
I guess...
I just like no flavor.
I think you'd be more inclined to eat something with a undesirable texture that had a good flavor than the other way around.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like...
I suppose.
Yeah.
Because, like, okay, you're enjoying a good bowl of cereal, it gets a little soggy towards the end. You're still going to enjoy the cereal as opposed to if the cereal tasted like shit.
Yes.
But, like, if it still had that good crunch to it, though, and just tasted only slightly worse, though, I feel like I would enjoy it just the same. If it's only slightly. Like, obviously, you have, like, a horrible taste versus a horrible texture.
Okay. Then I guess...
a horrible texture every time.
Well, okay.
I think just slightly.
Okay. Fair.
I think it'd be about the same.
Coconut is delicious by taste, but that is the worst fucking texture.
See, I'm still with that one. I don't really mind the texture.
It's that sound that it makes in your head when you bite down into it.
So is it really the texture then, or is it the sound?
Well, but
I don't like tuna salad, chicken salad.
Oh yeah.
I'll eat. I enjoy chicken and fish, but if you like mix in a bunch of mayo and get it all soggy and shit.
Yeah.
And I like mayo too on its own, but like I don't like that, and that's definitely a textural thing for me. I'm sure it still tastes great, but I'm not gonna be able to get over the texture of it.
It's like somebody ate it or chewed it up and then spit it out.
Yeah.
And it's like, here, you finish it.
Not my jam.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds great.
Half the battle, right? No.
Yeah, you just drink that bad boy, you know what I mean? Alright, we got frozen fast food.
Dude, well, that's kind of leaning more towards that question in the sense that, like, I don't know, have you ever been to a White Castle?
I mean, I've driven past one and I've possibly been in a drive-thru. Have I ever eaten food from White Castle? No.
They sell chicken rings. Frozen now, dude, in which they don't really, like, taste like much because, you're not frying them in that deep fryer that has all that flavor in it, but that's a good texture.
So you're talking about...
So you just eat it frozen, or you take it home and put it in your microwave?
You bake them.
Okay.
No, I would never microwave anything breaded. Oh my god, dude.
In the oven? Okay. I don't cook.
Yeah, microwave it because then it's all... Like, you want that, you gotta have it crisp.
Yeah.
Soggy bread.
So you're talking about like fast food items that have been like are branded and sold in like a store to prepare at home. Yeah. I guess I can't think of a lot of examples.
Dairy Queen ice cream. I don't know if that counts. Like that's like supposed to be frozen.
Wait, what?
Dairy Queen ice cream.
Oh,
I think that's the only thing I've ever had. That's from a fast food chain that's frozen.
That counts.
So I mean, is the question you're asking like
it's his question?
This is your question.
Yeah.
I'm just reading it from the list.
Is the question then like, how does it compare to getting it fresh from the? I mean, fresh. You know, it's fast food, but like, if the quality, if there's a dip in quality, like compared to preparing one of the frozen meals at home, as opposed to like getting sliders or chicken rings from White Castle.
Well, that.
Do you feel like it's the same? Level of quality?
No, it's definitely not. Like, you would definitely be better going to the restaurant, but like now you can buy Emo's pizzas frozen.
What?
For like what, babe? Like $6?
$7.99.
For like
I'm taking one home with me.
And that's what I'm saying.
Walmart.
Like,
Go to Walmart. They're cheapest there.
Because I've always talked. I always tell Kristen she needs to try it, and we never have had a chance to every time she's been in town. So.
Yeah, and which it's pretty close. But then like versus if you go to Emo's and get like I think even one pizza anymore, that's close to like $30.
Yeah.
Like so, but
30.
Emo's is expensive. It's
fuck. Are you smoking over there?
Yeah, if you get like their largest pizza, like it's pretty fucking expensive. It's well over $20. I'll tell you that. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I think they're kind of hurting their own business because, like, I personally like because she doesn't really like Emo's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, is that really worth it for them? It makes you wonder. Like, how are they going to keep the storefronts open?
Yeah, but you gotta. It's the convenience though too. People are willing to pay for convenience.
Yeah,
you know,
not
they don't have to actually
cook.
prepare it themselves.
Yeah.
Which I get. I totally get. And I imagine there's not as wide a variety of toppings available when you buy it at the store. You know?
I mean, you can get
just put your own toppings on.
Okay.
Well, that too, yeah.
Yeah, but then that adds a bunch of extra work.
Yeah, that's way more work.
Is it?
Yeah,
you know?
dude.
You can't like buy pepperonis and just sprinkle them on? That doesn't...
Well, you could buy pepperonis, but like, what if you wanted a sausage pizza?
And then at what point are you just paying the same price?
Well, that too.
You know? If
you're buying all these damn simple ingredients.
I couldn't tell you. I don't buy food.
Yeah. How do you nourish yourself, Marcel?
That's a great question. Scientists have been trying to figure that one out for years. If you find out, let my mom know. I'm sure she'll want to know.
I caught you with a case of Ensure the other day. Was that Ensure?
Oh, okay.
No, it's Equace. It's the same thing. I mean, I just have them for lunch because I don't eat a lunch, so I just.
Do you take any supplements? Any vitamins or anything like that?
Probably should, but no, I don't.
Okay.
You're a good boy. You're a good boy.
What's Pierre eating these days? Is he wet food, dry food?
Dry food.
Gotcha.
Drier than snot on a doorknob.
He's on diet.
Yeah, he's on a journey.
Can't you tell he's lost weight?
He's trying to slim down.
I can't tell. No.
Well, you didn't know him when he was really fat.
He does look good. What's our opinion of you? So you like Emos?
I love it.
Are you
I've never had it.
I love Emo's pizza.
Did you grow up in Missouri?
No.
Okay, where'd you grow up? New Orleans?
Washington.
Oh man, we're just so many layers.
I don't know how I'm sure I've talked about that many times in the podcast. I feel like
I do
honestly at this point.
You're right. I do participate in I'm on all the online fan communities like the RomeBros subreddit. Like it doesn't come up that often.
Oh man, if we do, I'm sure they hate us.
Who is going ham with
most
subreddits
for whatever they're for turn on. What the DJ Academic subreddit, fucking No Jumper subreddit, they all hate what they're dedicated to. It's like,
are you a fan of pizza in general though?
No, I don't like food in general.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, wild. I mean, I assumed you were a picky eater, but you're just you just don't. It's not that there are certain foods you don't like. You just don't like any.
Pretty much,
food, generally. Interesting.
For the most part.
You did say that your mother had trouble even getting you to nurse. So he's since the moment he's been here, it's eating's just not
interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just I don't know, just the idea of putting some in my mouth.
Yeah.
I just don't like it.
So it's more of just it's just unnecessary. You probably long for and I've said this before, but because I kind of do too for different reasons. Long for the day when we're all just eating a gelatinous gray paste
I don't know about that one. That'd be
like it's just basic. We're all wearing the same monochrome jumpsuits, and it's like it sounds a little dystopian, sure. Yeah. But man, imagine how much easier it would be.
I'm a big fan of milk. That's my big thing.
Oh, okay.
Which is funny because my mom had trouble breastfeeding milk, but now here I am going cow's milk. Oh shit, I'm going crazy for that. So yeah, I drink milk way too much. I go through.
So it's not like an Epicurean experience for you, like eating. It's not you're not enjoying the sensation of like the flavors or anything. You're just like, okay, I know I need to eat. Yeah. I need to have just to like for my body to function. But like beyond that, you're not really getting any enjoyment out of any of it.
Right. Yeah. That's kind of like a hard thing for me to comprehend. Is people are like, oh man, this food is so good. It's like an experience. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? I'm like, what do you mean? It's just food. Like I was saying, the calamari. When I said the best calamari I ever had, is because I couldn't taste it. It had practically no taste at all.
Wow.
That's why it was so good.
See, that's one thing I love about.
I just shove it in my mouth and chew it and swallow.
That's one thing that fascinates me about you too, is because you say these things so matter of factly. Like, what's the big deal with fucking food? Where people love food, man. What the fuck? It's so weird. I can't believe all these restaurants and shit. It's like. It's so strange. Like,
really
people like food. Weird.
It really is.
I find it strange that people eat in front of each other.
I think that there's just a certain sense of shame that comes along with it.
Yeah.
For me, like I would prefer eating alone by myself in a corner. But that's because I've had a complicated relationship with food my whole life. I get the social aspect of it, but yeah, it's not my favorite thing.
Yeah.
But I do still enjoy going to restaurants for just like the like to try the food,
Yeah.
Yeah, because some make really, really good food.
And have, what makes it good? Food. Is it just like your brain lights up or something?
The taste, man.
I mean, you recognize that food has flavor. Yeah, like you can distinguish the flavors, right?
I want my food to have as little flavor as possible. Like that's what makes food good to me, is if it has no flavor.
But is it good? Is that what makes it good? Like, do you get enjoyment?
It's easy to eat.
Okay, but it's because you know that you have to have food for your body to function. And that just makes it easier for you. Like, I think enjoy is the operative word, or good is the operative word. It's like, because what you're describing doesn't sound like something that's good. It just sounds like something that's like, easier to ingest.
Yeah.
And I guess that is what makes it
good for it.
Well, okay, so then is it the sensation of tasting things that's too overwhelming? Do you think that things have less
maybe
seasoning?
You're a super taster. Have you heard of this? This is a real thing.
I think it's like multiple tastes in different parts of my mouth at the same time.
Sensory overload.
Yeah, because like if I like any sauce, I can't do it. Because if I do sauce, I'll have a flavor of sauce on this side and then a flavor like no sauce on this side. And I'm like,
dude, I think you're a super taster. I think it's because I think you probably have like insanely like sensitive taste buds more so.
No. That's my I was a roundabout thing. I think you're overwhelmed by flavor.
You probably have the potential to be like the world's greatest food critic.
Honestly, it's all shit.
You need to learn how to harness these powers.
Man, I couldn't eat food.
Yeah, you're basically Superman, but like you can't turn your X-ray vision off. Like you just see everything. Man.
That's exactly
I don't know,
what it is.
man.
Holy shit. That's what it sounded like. The way you're describing it, you're being overwhelmed by the.
It's just funny to me that you can't understand why people would enjoy that though. But I guess if it's like an excruciating experience for you, then that makes sense.
Well, it's like imagine if like any strong smell made you gag, and people are like, "Oh, that smells so good," and you're just over there gagging. Like how are you? Yeah. How would you comprehend someone enjoying that smell?
Yeah, I still understand that things smell nice though. Even if I may not necessarily agree with it.
Yeah, it's like other people. Like I get it. Like I'm like, okay, you like this smell, but I'm not.
Do you have a strong reaction to smells, or what about sounds? I
mean, pretty much every sense, really. I mean, I don't like music. Like if I listen to music, it's gotta be very, very, very quiet.
Yeah.
I don't like loud music. Shit. Smells, for the most part, I'm not a huge fan. I mean, there's like if it's it's really just strong, right? If the music is quiet, it's okay. If the smell isn't very strong, it's not too bad. And if the taste is, not too strong, it's not too bad. But once you start jacking it up to the extreme, I'm like,
So you've never gone on a drive with the speakers blaring?
Not willingly.
You don't really listen to music for enjoyment. So do you just have it on as like kind of just like background?
I don't usually.
You don't usually
listen
have it on
to it at all.
Yeah, interesting.
Only time I do is when I want to listen to the League of Legends songs.
Uh-huh.
And I just want to listen to those. Sometimes I do that, but I mean, I probably listen to music probably the least out of anyone on this planet or something.
Wow.
That's so sad, man.
But you're a huge Ridicule fan, right?
I wouldn't subject him to that, man. I wouldn't put him through that.
What's your favorite movie, Marcel?
We talked about that though. I don't really watch movies.
Mm-hmm. What about TV show growing up? Did you have
growing up? Well, I mean, I watched a lot of SpongeBob.
Okay.
I would say SpongeBob was up there. But which one was I always really happy to see on? I mean, Jimmy Neutron was a bop whenever that came on. I was like, oh boy, Jimmy Neutron's on.
Did you see yourself in Jimmy
Parents.
Neutron? Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit. Fairly Odd Parents was always good. So, yeah, those were the big ones, I think. SpongeBob was that was just the one that was on, when I would wake up on Saturday to watch cartoons. That was the one that was airing at, Saturday at, 8 a.m. or whatever it was.
Right.
So
but you were probably Squidward guy, he's not so bad. I don't understand why he gets such a bad rap. I think I get it. SpongeBob and Patrick, they're kind of a lot,
If they were your neighbors, I
don't think I was thinking about that when I was 7 or whatever. I don't think that was.
But I think maybe if you were to watch it now, first of all, you'd probably find SpongeBob's voice just totally nails on a chalkboard.
Thing ever.
Yeah,
for sure.
But I suspect it's interesting to revisit media that you enjoyed as a kid because you can see it with a different perspective. I feel like I haven't watched SpongeBob in a very long time. It was a little after my time. I'm quite a bit older, of course, but I mean, SpongeBob started in 98, 99, I think, so I was still fairly young when it and it was such a cultural sensation.
Yeah.
So of course I was aware of it.
I think it was middle school, early high school.
Yeah. But I feel like I would identify with Squidward a lot more now.
Yeah.
Yeah. We weren't meant to like him as a kid.
I think that's kind of what it was. They had Squidward there so the parent watching, had something to
That's probably
to.
true. Yeah, good point.
Because he's just trying to work, and fucking SpongeBob's frolicking around the job, and it's dude, we gotta be here 8 hours, man.
And he was a musician, killer clarinet player.
Yeah.
Actually, he was really bad at it, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was horrible.
Yeah. But still, God bless him.
But he had a brother that was just way better at everything than him that he was always trying to.
I watched. There's this guy that does SpongeBob conspiracy theory videos, and he thinks that the Squilliam Fancy Pants or whatever his name is, he thinks that guy's a fraud. And he hired actors, and the way he breaks it down, dude, he's got a good argument.
Is he the one? I think I've seen memes of this character. Is he the one with the real chiseled jaw and everything?
No, that was Squidward.
That was Squidward.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, there's this guy. He looks just like Squidward, but he's got a wig on and he's rich. And he shows up to shit on Squidward, and Squidward has to try to pretend he doesn't work in fast food.
Squidward's brother.
Was it Squilliam Fancy Son or something? It's. Yeah, there we go. Okay, he doesn't have a wig. He's got eyebrows.
That's great. Oh, he looks great. I feel like I would enjoy that.
Yeah, but he just shits on
William Fancyson.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's just better than Squidward at everything.
Yeah, okay.
And Squidward hates it.
Yeah.
very relatable guy Squidward is because he's got that person in his life is just better than him at everything.
He's trying to work a 8 to 5 or 9 to 5, man.
Yeah, without someone annoying to shut up.
Yeah, his asshole neighbor.
And he really is just there. And you look at other kids shows. A lot of them have that grown up relief in them.
Yeah.
They got a relatable character for the grown ups because grown ups want to watch too.
Well, even I don't know. It might be a little bit before your time, but have you ever seen The Karate Kid? I mean, I know you've seen The Karate Kid, but if you watch that now as an adult, The Karate Kid was the villain. He showed up in town, stole the guy's girlfriend, kicked the shit out of him.
You're
both
been there.
Yeah.
I mean, who hasn't stolen people's girlfriends? Shortly after she went down.
I don't think I've ever stolen anyone's girlfriend. Have you ever stolen somebody's girlfriend?
No. I mean, not that I know of, but not intentionally.
Singled out. Yeah.
I mean, we don't have your level of game.
Yeah,
Marcel.
I was a very.
I am a gamer.
Yeah. Wait, we're talking about a real girl, right? This wasn't some RPG you were playing where you.
You stole
I don't have
somebody's avatar.
This was The Sims, was it?
I was joking about stealing. I've had one girlfriend.
Okay.
I'm not a player.
No.
By the way, I was surprised.
Right?
What?
Oh yeah, he's gonna get that reference.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
He's more of a Big Pun fan, I think, than Fat. Wait, was that Fat Joe or Big Pun?
I think that was Big Pun. Yeah.
All right. Well, there goes my joke.
I do like puns.
Yeah.
Big puns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what makes a pun big.
Big Punisher was the name of a rapper.
Yeah.
Who had a series of hits in the late 90s and early 2000s.
Big
R.I.P.
Punisher.
Big Punisher. Yeah. Big Pun for short.
Yeah. He wasn't a player. He just crushed a lot.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Couldn't help himself.
Yeah.
I don't know about the name Big. Like if I had to pick a rapper name, I think Big Punisher.
No, it was very apropos, man. Like even like some of the like known tough guys in rap were very terrified of the Terror Squad. Like those guys terrorized guys. Like they would chase people around fucking board meetings and yeah, yeah, those guys.
I'm just thinking I was thinking about dicks.
Oh. Yeah, no, this guy probably. He was a large man. I doubt he was working with much in that department.
Yeah, really, a really big guy.
Yeah, that's.
So he didn't have a big dick? You think big dudes don't have big dicks?
Well, I doubt that he had like the stamina to use it.
Yeah.
Even if he did, like he was a large guy.
I'm sure he didn't.
It's hard for big guys.
I'm sure he never saw it.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Like,
he's large.
Yeah,
he's a very, very fat man.
Yeah,
very large.
Okay.
Fat.
So you said large. I'm thinking like, 6 foot tall.
Oh no,
massive muscles.
Wow, no, big fat guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, makes sense then. Fair enough. All right.
So wait, if that it's not a flag that's on the set at your home, right? I called it a flag earlier.
No,
you scoffed. What is it?
It's a shower curtain.
It's a shower curtain.
Yes.
All right. Well, it's cool.
But it is the RomeBros flag. Really.
Yeah.
It kind of is. It's
Yeah.
become a pretty iconic part.
Yeah.
I mean, this weird fucking mirror thing kind of is too, because it's not the first time you've shot an episode here.
Yeah.
We have many. I mean, probably close to half. I
guess so. Yeah. I feel like lately though, it's mostly been in front of the curtain.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know. I don't keep track of that. But yeah, it's because you gotta remember when we record 2 at a time every other week. So what you're seeing is a lot different than what we're seeing. So
and then when you went to Hawaii, we did like three sometimes. And then
like you say, recently
in
the last month we've only recorded 2 episodes.
Wow, that's dedication. I admire that, and it's quite an elaborate production. Again, like I was
there's a lot of moving parts.
You got
the camera and
the camera. No hair and makeup, but I understand you have your aversion to makeup.
So go into that?
We don't have to. That's okay. I don't want to lose your female viewership here.
Which honestly, that's probably 90%, man. You probably are our only male viewer.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Well, and also, I don't want to screw up any potential sponsorship from Maybelline or anything.
That might be a line drawer for me, honestly.
Really. It's that intense, huh?
It's that intense.
Wow.
I mean,
that's gotta come from some weird fucking childhood thing, man.
I don't know. The only thing that I can think of is back when I was like first, developing my, ability to have an orgasm. I had, I guess you call it a nightmare or a dream where I was essentially raped by a woman that had a shit ton of makeup on their face. So I guess you could put it there.
That's gotta be it.
You can put it there, but that was one time.
But that
sounds pretty traumatic.
Yeah, that's kind of.
I mean, it was pretty traumatic, but I just think,
especially happening during. I mean, if I had that dream now, I'd be like, "Whoa, that was a fucked up dream." But when you're your sexuality is. Just initially blossoming. Yeah, it's like, man, that's gotta take a toll, whether you really realize it or not. Okay, I mean that satisfies my curiosity. Honestly, I think that kind of sums it up. But I get it. But there are certain affectations I think that we as men have as well. How much thought did you put into those glasses that you're wearing? Are they strictly?
I sent a picture to my mom of 2 glasses that were cheap and said which one.
Why don't you just pick one?
Because I'm bad at making decisions. I don't know.
But is it because you thought one might look better than the other?
Not really. I mean, I don't know why. I guess. Why would I?
I mean, those are pretty sharp glasses, man.
I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Because me, I would just pick the cheaper one, but if they're the same price, I'm like, I can't make a decision. So I just ask.
I know you're a very frugal man as well.
Oh yeah.
I am curious what your Lego budget is, though.
I have not purchased Legos in a long time.
Okay.
I have spent...
These are sets that you've had for a while.
Yes. The Legos that I have purchased, I have spent upwards of $3,000 on.
Woo!
What's
the most expensive set that you own?
That would be the Titanic. It was
that's right. You've said this.
$680 set. Some I think $680.
Yeah.
But I used all the points that I got buying my other Lego sets to buy Titanic, so I only paid like $300 or something for the Titanic.
Now, far be it for me to judge. I've got certain things in my life that I'm willing to like justify kind of splurging on. Mm-hmm. You know, so if that brings you joy, I think that's wonderful. But I do think it's interesting how tight the purse strings are when it comes to some seemingly like, you know, normal purchases that everyone would not necessarily even think twice about, mm-hmm. versus a $600 Lego set.
Right. Well, the thing is that when you save the money on those small purchases, you can then afford to buy that many Legos. I want to be very clear. Every time I bought Legos, I still saved like at least $500 that month.
Okay.
Like I put at least $500 in my savings account.
Yeah.
So it's like when I bought my mattress, right? That was a massive purchase for me. I bought a mattress. I still was green for that month. I still put more money into my savings account than I spent that month, and I spent $1,200 on a fucking mattress. Like when you save money on the little things, you can then justify the big things and the stupid things a little bit easier.
Makes sense.
It does. Yeah.
We haven't talked about my car yet. This would be not even talking about spending money.
Yeah.
Should I just tell the car story? How much time
let's
we
hear
got?
It. Is it the one in the parked in the driveway?
We got 4 minutes. I don't think I can do my car story. We'll do it anyway. So, car story starts like December, first weekend in December. Right after we're done recording, I'm taking Big D home. I'm like, yo, Big D, you want to stop at the dealership?
Yeah. By the way, I'm still wearing what I wore because it was the like season finale. Uh-huh. So I got like a half-buttoned dress shirt with like these neon roses on it, like my fucking taco meat hanging out. I'm sure that the dealer guy thought we were a couple because he's like, yeah, and who's this that you brought with you here? And I'm like in a fucking suit with my fucking.
Oh my god. Yeah.
So I go in. And I'm like, yo, this is the kind of car I'm looking for. I'm looking to buy it in a month in January. And, you know, they're like, okay, let's see what we can get. And he finds a car, and it's cool. And I'm like, okay, what do you think my trade-in's worth? And I was previously driving a smart car. I'm not sure if I mentioned that on the podcast. I think I probably have, but I had a smart car. And I was hoping to get like $6 to $7 grand out of it, and maybe $8 if I was lucky. The dealership wanted to give me $4 grand for it as a trade-in. So I'm like, I literally will not have the money if that's all you're going to give me for my trade. So, you know, I couldn't sign anything for the car there. So then I went around and looked to sell my car. I was able to sell my car to CarMax. Shout out to CarMax. Sponsor me. You guys are freaking incredible. They offered me $6,800 or $6,600 for my smart car, which, you know, was less than I was hoping for, but that's honestly about what it was worth. So took that opportunity. And I sold that before I went on my Hawaii vacation. So I sold my car literally like an hour before I got on the plane. And didn't have a car for all the vacation. Didn't really need it. You know, I'm on vacation. I don't need a car. Then I got back, you know, and obviously need a car. So during my vacation, you know, I was reaching out to dealerships, you know, asking them about cars, you know, if they had the car that I wanted. And the dealership here that I went to with Big D, they weren't able to secure the car that I wanted. I guess someone else reserved it in the meantime. So a little unlucky there.
But you should have been like, do you know who I am? You know?
Like, you on a computer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna pull that. I don't like pulling that card. You know, I'm a pretty humble guy. So I was looking at some other dealerships, looking at other cars, seeing if they had anything, and I found a dealership in St. Louis that had pretty much the exact car I was looking for. The only thing I didn't like about it was the exterior color was not, you know, my favorite one, but it's like, who cares, right?
Sure.
They're still fine. And so I text them, I'm like, hey, I'm interested in this car, and they're like, yo, you know, that's cool, would you like it, reserve it? I'm like, yeah, I can't buy it till January because I'm on vacation, and, you know, I want to make sure that, you know, guys don't tack on any extra fees, because, you know, dealerships like to do that. They'll list the car at $25,000, and then you ring everything up, and it's like $28,000. You're like, what the fuck, you know? So, you know, I asked if there'd be any extra fees, and they're like, yeah, we charge a $300 admin fee, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know, I'm not really willing to pay that. Any chance you guys could like waive that fee or give me a discount? And they were like, yeah, my manager says if you put the deposit in, we'll waive that fee for it. And I'm like, fantastic. So I put in the $500 deposit, and this was on December 21st. Put in my $500 deposit. I'm like, great, got the car reserved that I want. I'm gonna pick it up in January. Everything's great. I fly back from vacation on the 28th. The tracking of the car said it was going to arrive on the 27th or the 28th. So I land in St. Louis. I'm pretty close to the car, and I say, yo, I text the guy. I'm like, yo, has the car arrived? Don't lick the mic. What are you doing?
It's an ASMR.
And the dealer guy's like, yeah, no, it hasn't arrived yet. And I'm like, okay, no big deal. Maybe it's delayed. Whatever. Maybe they're just servicing it, and it's not ready for sale yet. That's fine. No big deal. I wasn't planning to buy it till January anyway. So we're starting to drive home, and I get a text from another dealership I was messaging, that I told, hey, sorry, I'm not interested in your car. I already found my car. And they messaged me a picture of the tracking that says my car has arrived at the dealership that just told me it hadn't arrived. And I said, well, that's kind of weird. Maybe it just arrived. The guy I was texting didn't realize it had come in. So I messaged him back, and I'm like, hey, the tracking says it's arrived. Are you sure? Can you double check? What's going on? And he just sent me back because I know it's not here yet. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm not going to worry about it. They don't want to buy a car anyway. So then January comes. Right now it's been like a week, right? This was December 28th. January 3rd rolls around. Still no call from the guy about my car. And I'm like, how long does it take for a car to be delivered? It was like on, the truck in transit to the dealership. Like, it shouldn't take a week for that to happen. So I messaged the other dealership that, told me it had been delivered. And I'm like, yo, I'm a little skeptical about the dealership that I'm working with. Is there any way you can check in your system to see if they sold my car to someone else by mistake or something like that? And sure enough, they sold my car to someone else. Nice. So I just got scammed. And I'm like, I don't know why they insisted on scamming. Like, if you accidentally double booked the car, that happens. That's fine. I understand. Why didn't you call me and tell me, hey, man, we messed up. Someone already reserved your car before you. Let me see if I can get you another one. Like, that was a normal fucking person would do. I don't know why this dealership just decided to not do that. So I sent, the dealership, I sent him screenshots of, the tracking saying it was sold and of the Carfax report saying it was serviced in December at their location. And I'm like, hey man, I want either an explanation as to why, the car hasn't arrived but apparently has been sold, or I want my money back. And he did not give an explanation. He just said, we'll refund your money, which I still have not gotten yet. By the way.
How much was it?
Oh boy.
$500 deposit.
Oh, wow.
Yikes.
I did just text him on Friday and said, hey bud, I don't want to get lawyers involved. Where's my money at? And he said, I just put in the paperwork to have it refunded a couple of days ago. I'm like, why the fuck did you not put it in when you told me you would put it in like a week ago?
Or when you sold the car. Like you said, just be a human being.
Yeah, so I'm like, these guys suck.
Fuck?
Absolutely horrible. So anyways, the dealership that was very nice to me, sent me all this tracking info. Obviously, I'm like, I want to buy a car from them because they've been so helpful and kind and everything. So, I asked to see what cars they have, and they don't have really the car that I was hoping for, but it's fine. I really wanted a hybrid. They didn't have a hybrid. I really wanted not black interior. They didn't have non-black interior, so I had to settle on those parts. They also didn't give me a great deal on it, right? Like the dealership that I wanted the main car from, was going to waive that $300 fee. This dealership wasn't willing to do that, unfortunately, so I just kind of had to eat it because I needed a car. So, a little unfortunate, but I paid cash.
Wow.
Bought a brand new 2025 Toyota Corolla, cash.
Marcel, that was a very detailed anecdote.
Yeah, I tried to go as fast as possible.
But that is pretty whack.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, all the RomeBros fans are going to be dragging those people online down.
What's the name of that business?
That is Seeger Toyota in St. Louis. There is a Seeger Toyota in St. Roberts.
Okay.
That is not them. They are not the bad guys. It's Seeger Toyota in St. Louis.
Yeah, so if you send hate mail, make sure you send it to the right
Yes.
dealer.
Yeah.
And the guy's name, the agent's name was David.
Oh,
So
David, you're in for it now.
Yeah.
You got the RomeBros, the Romies coming after you. They're worse than the Swifties.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in for it now. They're worse than K-pop fans. Oh, man.
Yeah.
The only Seeger and car connection should be Mr. Bob Seeger and the Chevrolet built like a rock, baby. Any Seeger that sells a Toyota, I immediately don't trust, all right? American made all the way. Like a rock!
Yeah, man.
Oh, like a rock! Sorry, your mic would have been peaking if it actually worked.
It was. I looked over there. It was speaking.
Yeah.
You got to get another mic. If I could say one thing, you each need your own mic.
That's
Yeah.
We
like
do.
with an arm.
You got
like the arm.
Not necessarily. I mean, that'd be nice.
We can have a little clip mic. Yeah. This one's good if it's right next to you, but it's like hard to. When I do those ASMR moments, it's a really good mic, but when it's this far away, it's not really the best.
You know why the Seeger guy probably fucked everything up? He probably didn't take time before work to organize all his tabs, check his emails, didn't have his coffee.
God damn.
Well, what really pissed
and this
me
is what
off
happens.
Is he called me and he's like, "Yo, man, I've been doing this a long time. Trust me, man. I'll call you when the car's here."
It's I
cross
hate
my
it.
heart. I'm just like,
everything's a fucking racket these days. Everything's just getting. I went through. I won't go into the whole story. It's sorted out now. But I bought a new mattress recently and had a similar experience. But it's everything's such a mess these days. And you guys, I mean, you work in kind of like tech adjacent industry. I mean, you work with, but the thing is, it's like there are so many different parties involved, and there's this illusion of like this like very streamlined efficiency because when you're on the consumer side of it, you log on and it's just very like like easy to navigate like web portal everything. But behind the scenes, it's all a bunch of people from different departments who don't communicate with each other and don't know what the fuck is going on. It's just such a mess, and it's just like
true.
Yeah.
It's like I wouldn't have a problem with Seeger Toyota, not selling me the car that I put my reservation in for, if they would just give me a reason. If they just said, "Hey man, we messed up, we double booked it."
That's a big thing for me too. Yeah, at least own up to
"Hey man, our computer system, was going through a glitchy phase. We're not really sure what happened. Real sorry."
Yeah.
Like literally just that. But this guy was just not helpful at all. Like I asked him a couple of questions while I was messaging him, just not even related to the car. I asked him, "Hey, do you take personal check or do I need to get a cashier's check?" He never fucking answered me on that. I'm like, buddy, I'm trying to ask you to pay for my fucking car. Yeah. You don't answer me.
Shots fired, Seeger Toyota.
He was horrible.
But you even experienced that though too. Like, I think just another thing. I guess I'm getting old because like another thing about this day and age, people these days. But like, I think people have a really hard time admitting they fucked up. Admitting that they were wrong.
You think that's more now than it is in the past? I feel like in the past, surely people didn't want to.
I don't remember like thinking that like as a teenager or even as a like young adult like working, like I don't know what it is, but like people just can't be like, yeah, dude, I was wrong, my bad, I fucked up. Like
I think there's too much there.
I mean, just think about some of the people we've worked with over the years. Like they just can't be like, oh, you were right. Like
who.
Well,
tune in next time.
Some of us still have to work there.
Darius will go through his detailed shit list.
Well, and as a leader, you get so much more respect if you just admit, you know what? Yeah, I was wrong. I'm
that
sorry.
Is very like I don't understand. Like it's not in people's vocabulary anymore. It doesn't seem like.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just not as observant.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been pretty much. I mean, it's obviously pretty hard for people to do it, but I don't feel like it's any worse now than it was in the past, although I'm pretty young, so.
That's probably just me being old, man. Me getting old,
Women are the worst at it.
So true.
Yeah, thanks for.
Oh, I thought you just meant in general.
Damn.
You said woman is the worst.
It's only a matter of time till you guys are on fucking Andrew Tate's podcast network or something. You guys are definitely.
Man, we get eaten alive.
Going well into the manosphere here.
Yeah, I'm down at the manosphere.
And those red pill guys would fucking probably come give us both a wedgie, dude.
That was another thing I wanted to talk about. Well, there's another one in here somewhere. So, right, obviously I bought my car. Mm-hmm. Okay, that was like $24,000, and then I paid the tax on the car that same day. That was $1,000, and then I went to the store and bought groceries and some car accessories, which was like $200. So like in one day, I spent almost $26,000.
God damn!
What's the most money you've ever spent a day?
Nowhere close to that. Like me and my dumb buddies, like we stole some shit, and like I went and bought like a big ass fake watch and a bunch of baggy jeans, and then we went to the strip club that night. But that might have been like maybe $2,000, in one day. That was probably the most.
I mean, I don't like to brag, but
baller.
Yeah.
Kind of big deal out here. Gonna get ring.
No, Nowhere near 30K in a day. Yeah.
If you were ever at a strip club, do you think the whole time you'd just be like, "Why you girls are wearing too much makeup? What's the matter?" Like maybe instead of taking your clothes off, maybe wipe off some of that mascara.
I mean, yeah, quite frankly, I don't know if that would be the first thing in my head at a strip club, but it'd surely be one of them.
Are you an ass man, Marcel? You're probably an ass man, right?
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I'm not.
I know an ass man when I see one. You like a nice juicy apple bottom.
See, he does watch the show. That's continuity, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
No, not an ass man. Not a huge fan. But you know, we're well over time here.
Yeah.
This
has been a fun.
It has been a great time.
Fun session, man. When you're back in our neck of the woods, we'll have to hook back up.
I hope so.
Hey, we can hook up anytime, man.
Unless
we can just drive off to Chicago.
Yeah, if you guys seriously,
man,
feel free to do a remote.
We can take the Amtrak train to Chicago. It'll probably be like.
We have done that. Well, it wasn't $50, but it was like what, like $40 each, babe. When we took the train.
Well, if I just fit in your suitcase,
I don't remember.
it's chilling.
We'll go eat some Chicago deep dish. We'll get some Italian beef and a Chicago dog for you.
Now I think the deep dish you would dig. The Italian beef though, I don't know. That might be too many.
We could do
flavors coming together.
We could do Lego Palooza at his place this year.
Lego Palooza.
I've never built. I mean, maybe when I was a kid,
That'd
I played
be fun.
with Lego bricks.
Yeah.
I know that's what you're supposed to call them.
Yeah. You got any plans for Labor Day weekend this year?
Not at the moment. No.
All right, well, clear your calendar.
Let's erect a Lego set.
I mean, you're right.
Like, oh shit, maybe that could be our first live stream to see how long it would take us to like get it together, you know? Because
erect.
Yeah.
What would we build?
I don't know. It would have to be something that goes straight up now, yeah.
Well, I've already done the Eiffel Tower. That was horrible.
Do they have the Space Needle?
Space Needle? I think they have a very small. I don't think they have a large Space Needle. They have like a little, like one like that big or something.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy puzzles, Marcel?
Not really.
Mm-hmm.
Parents are big puzzlers though.
Oh, so they passed it down. It's just 3D now.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, puzzles don't have instructions, so.
Ah, well.
There you go. You need
they
that.
got the picture.
Yeah.
That's instructions.
You need more structure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, right. That's kind of an instruction.
It's like otherwise you just got a bunch of pieces.
But this exactly. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know about that.
They're all. What if each piece was numbered? And then it's like, okay, now I know this is where 1 needs to go, this is where 2 needs to go.
I don't think it wouldn't be as much fun as Legos. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I'm not my fan. But hey, we want to thank you for joining us on this adventure. We want to thank Alex for coming out, Rock and Roll Randy.
My pleasure.
Of course, follow him on Kick. Really awesome to have him on the show.
Man, thank you, man.
This was a blast.
Brought a really unique energy that I really enjoy over here. A little crazy at times, a little all over the place, but you know what? That's how we do it here on the show.
That's what caffeine does to you.
Raw and unfiltered here on the RomeBros podcast. So, thank you for joining. Leave a comment below, and as always,
dog jump off bed.
Yeah, sorry guys, you're gonna have to do this for me.
Say the word philosophy.
Philosophy.